The Whirlpool Masters is a very special event.
There's never going to be an easy match or an easy draw.
It's like a dream. It's a very big tournament, play the best players in the world.
There are 16 top world-class players.
It's a really strong field, really good mix.
It's called the Whirlpool Masters for a reason, so I've seen the draw, so it's not going to be a gimme. Tiger Lion's there.
For years I've been trying to win it. I finally won it in 2007. This year I would like to win it again.
We've got the usuals like Mika, Shane Van Boening just won the US Open, so he's going to be dangerous. But he's never won outside of America.
Got all the Brits, Darren APPLETON, Chris Mellon.
Chang Jung-lin, he's won a couple of major tournaments over the last 12 months. Very strong player.
Nikos Economopoulos, they gave him lessons like, I don't know, maybe 20 years ago in Athens. Obviously things have changed since.
You can be in the semi-final in 2 matches, or you can be on the plane tomorrow.
It's difficult to win the Whirlpool Masters because you got the best pool players playing, the top 16 best pool players from all over the world.
This is the cream of the cream, so to speak.
It would be a nice topping on the cake, as I think that's the saying in English.
I know if I win it, it'll be one of my greatest ever achievements.
I wanted to grow 2 inches. That's how the level is. Like, I wanted to win.
The Party Poker Whirlpool Masters, in its 21st season, remains the most illustrious invitational tournament in 9-ball pool. The semi-final lineup is almost known. Alex Pagulayan takes on Niels Feijen, who produced perfect pool in whitewashing former world champion Mick Immonen 8-0, and last time Chang Jung-lin joined them in the last 4 with victory over Nick Economopoulos. But now we may have saved the best till last, as Darren APPLETON faces Shane Van Boening.
Race to 8, win a break at this level of play. I mean, you're not guaranteed to get an opportunity at the table. If you don't break good and your opponent breaks good, then you can soon lose 8-1, 8-2, because every player here is a world-class player. The break shot at our level is so massive. It doesn't really matter if you have a shot after the break, it's just having control of the table. That's the key, and then even if you don't have a shot, you can play a safety or you can push out. But like, to give up the table to your opponent is suicidal, really.
My break is good. I'm not worried about that. It's just all the shot making that I have to do. So mainly I'm just, just feel confidence out there and just stay positive.
I think I admire most about Shane Van Boening is that he's probably the hardest working pool player in the world. He's one of the guys what practices like 6-7 hours a day. He'll just practice his break alone like for an hour a day, which is very difficult to do. Just a great player. He's one of the best in the world, there's no doubt about that. We've had some great matches, we've played each other a lot in the Mosconi Cup. I expect another tough battle. But I'm hoping that being at home will give me the advantage.
Mainly you just have to practice and think about the good times that you played. And that's where I'm at, just to manage my confidence and go through the match. Me and Darren, we played a lot of matches together. We had a lot of history together, and we both play well. So mainly just go out there and play pool.
Obviously it's not easy. Obviously I'm playing against a great player today in Shane Van Boening. But I just got to really focus on my own game and try and get in the zone.
Hello and a very warm welcome to the Barnsley Metrodome. Matchroom Sport proudly present the Party Poker Whirlpool Masters. A race to 8, the winner breaks. Our referee is Nigel Rees. It's time now to meet our quarter-finalists. Would you please welcome firstly, from the USA and the newly crowned US Open champion, the shooter, Shane Van Boening. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from England, it's time to meet the former world #1, the former champion of the world, Dynamite Darren APPLETON!
What a reception that was. And in this clash of the Titans, there's no disguising who is the crowd favourite. Most certainly Darren APPLETON. Feeling and playing at home, Van Boening very much away from home. But will that be reflected in the result? What a mouth-watering match, Alex Lely.
Sitting ready, Phil. Shane Van Boening, Darren APPLETON, having met on multiple times before, and they will meet so many times again in the future. Two of the greats of the modern era.
Yes, just thinking that, you know, in our previous quarter-final,
Legal break, control passes.
Shane Van Boening starts the match with an illegal break. In our previous quarter-final, Chang and Nicky Konomopoulos had probably only played when they represented Greece and Taiwan in the World Cup of pool recently. Taiwan winning 7-1. These two, well, they know each other's games intimately.
I think, though, on paper, for how that may count, I would give an edge to Darren APPLETON. He's playing in front of his home crowd, and to some players that could be a disadvantage, but not for Darren APPLETON. I've seen him shine so many times, being great in the Mosconi Cup. He plays with so much pride. So that being an advantage, and the breaking format. The cut break being the way to go, the instrument to success in this breaking format. His experience on the Euro Tour, where we always play with that break, I think is to his advantage.
Yes, when he represented England in the World Cup, we called that playing on home soil in England, but that was down in the capital, London. This really is home in the county of Yorkshire, where he was born and bred.
Needs to stun with a lot of force to get over to the 6, which makes it harder to play with a precise tip position, and he hit that 9 ball exactly where he had planned to. Great shot. Here's Chris Melling. Taking good care here. Yes, he has a natural angle to float from the 6 and the rail towards the 7. But it is a delicate little shot.
And so is this.
Now, in general, especially when playing under the gun, the top pros don't like to roll the ball. They like to hit it with more authority.
Extension called.
Now you might be wondering, why is he called an extension? What does it mean? Well, in this tournament, every single match is played under a 35-second shot clock rule, but in each rack, a player can take one 35-second extension. APPLETON's taken his extension there, and the decision to do so has been well and truly vindicated.
He's found a way to hit that 7 with authority, maneuvering the cue ball over 3 rails to a big zone. This for comfort.
Is that a sign of things to come? The Dazzler's many fans hope so. Well, Shane Van Boening made an illegal break. APPLETON did the rest. Wasn't straightforward, the run out, but he made it look so. A confidence builder.
Rack 2, Darren Appleton to break, leading 1 rack to 0.
Appleton making both the corner ball, the 8, in the corner pocket and the 1 ball in the side pocket. And what an opening shot this is on the 2. Long, almost straight in and needing to force some sort of an angle towards the 3. Yes, this would be ideal. But how can he get there? Would need to elevate the cue. Hit with speed and backspin. And on this super slick cloth, the minimal amount of unwanted side would make the cue ball deflect too much and have him miss the pot. Some aspects of the TV table make the game easier, others make the game more difficult compared to the club table. Containing shot there. Didn't fancy the draw shot on the 2 ball. Just made sure to see the 3. And have Shane kicking for gold. Playing 1 rail. The scratch is huge. Now he's only playing for 1 part of the 3. Oh, beautiful shot.
But has he left it? Can Appleton get past the 7? If there is a gap there, I think Van Boening can consider himself a little unfortunate.
He can draw and avoid a kiss on a 4, or he could collide the 4. In general, the players from the UK, the players from English pool are so skillful with their stun shots when hitting the cue ball around center that I can foresee him play a stun shot to run into the 4. I think actually this is one of the key elements of the success of Peach, Melling, Appleton, Boyes, Raj Hundal, maybe to a lesser extent. Because they work so much with center ball. Not used to apply an overdose of side spin.
Almost overran there with a deep screw shot, but he can get through just about. Boy, that was marginal. Playing with fire there, wasn't he?
And here again we see this moderation in the use of side spin. More spin and he would have been straight on the 6. But he's never risking to miss the pot.
It's going to be a double dish from Darren the Dazzler. 2-0 and good value for it. Van Boening in early trouble. Welcome back to the Party Poker World Pool Masters. I can tell you, to the obvious delight of the home crowd, Darren Appleton quickly claimed the third rack with a textbook break and run out, and he's looking for something identical here. Looking for it, but not going to get it.
No shape on the 2-ball. Calls a push out, and we saw Shane already grabbing his cue stick.
Two and three in the open. 1 ball down, so is the 8. The only problem, the 7 and the 6 converging around the cue ball.
In the push out, you do play your opponent. You do play the score. This is the only exception, because in the rest of the game you just play the percentages. But in the push out, being up 3-0, knowing that your opponent is anxious to get a foot on the ground in the match, maybe you'll try to tempt him a little more.
Extension call.
But then again, I'd say beware of the wounded bear. Better to not give an opening to Shane van Boening. Not give him a chance to go for a winner. Appleton would like to block a couple of balls to run the 3-ball into the 6 and 7. He didn't have the angle there. Now Shane has a shot where he can bank the 2-ball back using the 6 and 7 as blockers. Not too difficult of a shot. Only thing that the cue ball will be heading towards the left-hand top pocket. How's the speed?
We made the point in his first round match when he beat Omar Al-Shaheen, but Shane van Boening, without any question, is not the player away from the States as he is on American soil. Oh, now that's a terrible bump off the middle pocket. Good pot on the 2, but as you can see, self-imposed snooker on the 3. Unlucky. If you're unfamiliar with Shane van Boening, well, basically, he dominates the American scene and wins some very big tournaments indeed against top-class national and international opposition. And yet on his travels, by comparison, he struggles. Now, how about that from Appleton? Not just a successful escape, but safety as well.
Good speed selection. And had he hit the 3-ball full in the face, he still would have had a big chance of resaving. And experience is about recognizing the position of the balls and the probability of a resave, and thereby choosing for a certain speed of the shot. A speed where a quarter ball hit, half ball hit, 3/4 ball hit will all lead to probable safety. Clip the 3-ball, come around to 6-7. And that's an opening for Shane. Not easy, because the 6-ball is blocking the pot to the left-hand top pocket.
Yes, Appleton either caught the 3-ball a little too thin or was heavy-handed. Either way, it's an uncharacteristic misjudgment. One, I'm sure, of which Van Boening is very grateful indeed. Just not there, is it? All at sea at the moment. Okay, the opportunities have been limited, but even so, for a player of his standing, this is a dodgy start.
That's 9-ball for you. Quarter-final, race to 8, winner breaks. Being put under the gun by Appleton and then getting that type of shot on the 3-ball. Takes ice, water, nerves. And the difference between 9-ball pool and snooker is that in pool you need to play many shots with more spin, more side spin, which makes the delivery of the shot somewhat more sensitive compared to the more center ball hit applied in snooker. So when the timing is not perfect, balls will be missed more often.
This a race to 8, and 50% of what Darren Appleton needs has been achieved. 4-0 up. Well, we expected a battle royal. It might still turn out that way, but right now Appleton is delighted with the scoreline. That one wasn't the cleanest of racks, but in the end he got the job done.
Rack 5, Darren Appleton to break, leading 4 racks to 0.
Powerful break. Actually, I prefer this speed on the break, because even when not hitting the 1-ball perfectly, you will have a legal break, you will make balls. Okay, thereby sacrificing control of the cue ball, but at least not handing over an open table and an open shot.
By the way, if you're relatively new to the game, you might be wondering what happens if the 9-ball goes in on the break. Well, that is the rack over. It's called a golden break. Doesn't happen too often, but it does crop up now and then. Haven't seen one yet in this tournament, though.
Appleton really applying maximum pressure on Shane Van Boening. Good safety here. Beautiful resave in the previous rack when snookering himself on the 3-ball. You need to be near perfect with pocketing and playing position. But it's the nip and tuck, the safeties and kick shots that make you win matches like these.
He looks very disconsolate, around 5,000 miles away from home. I think he feels 50,000 miles away.
Nicely done. One more good positional shot required. Needs to spin the cue ball to avoid collision with the 6. A touch of right hand side did the job there. multiple US Open champion, Challenge of Champion winners, world title 9-ball, world title 10-ball. And all this since he started to really dedicate him to the game of American pool in 2006.
Yes, because before that he played on the smaller tables, didn't he? The English version of the game, the tables you might see in your local pub.
I tell you, Phil, he is heading for a Hall of Fame induction. When, I don't know, but for me it's a sure thing.
4-0 becomes 5-0, then you have to wonder, will we see a second quarter-final in which there's a whitewash?
Rack 6, Darren Appleton to break, leading 5 racks to 0.
Darren Appleton turning this quarter-final in the Party Poker World Pool Masters into the Darren Appleton Show. Breaking off in rack 6. Oh, and the little nudge on the 2-ball there really does open things up. Could be a break and run out. And the hurt for Van Boening looks set to continue. Awkward queuing maybe on the 2 over the 7-ball. But look at the table. The ball saying, please pot me.
Just needs to make sure to come back far enough on the 4. A punchy stroke there instead of a super fluent one. And that's not a qualification, just an observation, and actually I think that's what makes his stroke so bulletproof under pressure. The ability to find ways to punch the shot. When playing fluent and soft medium shots, you're more susceptible to pressure. When that adrenaline kicks in, you might snatch.
But for the progression of this match, well, Appleton could not have mailed in for anything better. It's working out an absolute treat. And just like that, 5-0 becomes 6-0. Chris Melling, a fellow Yorkshireman of Darren Appleton, appreciating his friend's work. It was all about the break, and after the 2-ball was spotted, nothing was going to stop the Dazzler.
Appleton to break, leading 6 racks to 0.
One ball's down, so he's playing for the 2, and he has a shot. Cut shot is makeable. Question is whether the 3 passes the 8-ball. I think it does. And when going back and forth from the 2, he might land perfect for a 3-9 combination. Why not? Now deciding, how good do I need to hit the combination? The 8-ball as a sideboard.
Well, he went for the throat, and it's backfired. Van Boening saying, I'm going to win one game, and with the easiest 3-9 combination imaginable, the American does so. Well, I thought he would complete that combination, I really did. The 8 was making it a big pocket, but not quite big enough.
New rack 8, Shane Van Boening to break, trailing 1 rack to 6.
And so, as they say, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with one small step. Can Van Boening recover? He's got the ability. Needs to put together a sustained run of quality racks.
Well, at least he got the breakdown this time. Remember, he opened the match, he had the first break, didn't sink a ball and left the table open to Appleton. Same scenario actually as between Mika and Niels. Mika had the first break, open table to Niels. And that match went 8-0. Well, at least Shane has gotten a shot. Five ball does not pass the 9. Played that nicely, still close to the rail. It's not a guarantee that he'll make the ball.
There's partisan but fair crowd at the Barnsley Metrodome. Suddenly a lot more silent. The die-hard pool fans among them, of which there are many, are well aware that Van Boening could win from here. It's unlikely, but not impossible.
Ended up short on the 7. Needs to get on the left side of the 8 ball. Can play to go forward with left side. I don't think he can draw back with right spin to come underneath the 8 and 9.
Extension call.
Double checks if he could cut the 8 to the left hand pocket. Nice shot. This wasn't a straightforward shot with topspin. He stunned it with topspin to enlarge the angle.
In rack number 8, SVB. A-OK. Don't write him off just yet. 6-0 has become 6-2. You knew Van Boening wouldn't lie down if he got the opportunity. And that rack was fairly straightforward.
Van Boening to break, train 2 racks to 6.
So will Van Boening's comeback gather momentum?
He has a shot. And thus an opportunity to make Appleton rethink that missed combination on the 9. There's already some food for thought for Darren. Still a comfortable lead, but a top player just wants to understand how it's possible to miss a shot like that when actually in the zone and cruising. Very nice shot on a 2 by Shane Van Boening. Made it look effortless. And that's what pool looks like when he's in top form.
Yes, in the 7th rack when Appleton missed the combination, Van Boening joked to the crowd, well, at least I'm going to win 1 game. Nothing jokey about him now, deadly serious. He's beginning to realise, if he didn't realise before, that Appleton's misjudgment there might be a turning point. Let's put it this way, if Appleton can rack up 6 in succession against him, Van Boening can return the compliment. It's not 6 in succession yet, but it is 3, and this match is tightening. All change here at the Barnsley Metrodome. Darren Appleton led 6-0. Now though, Van Boening only 3 behind and breaking off in rack 10. And if he were to win this one, Appleton would be feeling, metaphorically at least, hot under the collar.
Deceiving position on the one here. Deceiving because the pot so easy and the position is not. Needs to go to the short rail in between the 8 and 9 and work it out from there. Or, and that's what he looked at first, to the right side of the 9 ball. And then speeding up the cue ball with left hand side. Nice shot. If it stops in time. Ugh.
It was stopping, but it kept rolling and rolling. And in the end, it almost fell in. Remarkable. And now horrible cueing.
He doesn't see the shot. He's corner hooked.
Yes, in snooker they call that angled or jawed. Whatever the terminology, you have to say unfortunate. And we thought the missed combination from Appleton in the 7th rack might be a turning point. What we've just seen almost certainly will be.
When Appleton played the final of the World 9-Ball Championships 2 years ago, he led 11-3. Lee Hae-wen came back to 12-12, and in the end Appleton finished in great style. Jumped the ball in and made a difficult out. But after that final, I don't think he'll panic too lightly, too easily, when an opponent is coming back at him. Big shot though. This is the price he has paid for trying to open the 5.
Really well cued. When you hit down into the cue ball, 2 things are difficult. One, to avoid imparting unwanted side spin, and secondly, to actually make the correct alignment for the shot. He got both spot on.
Intentionally leaving an angle on the right side of the 6. More margin for error on that side. He knows he's been thrown a lifeline with that corner hook of Shane Van Boening, and he's grabbing the opportunity two-handed.
4 English players started off in this tournament. Chris Melling, Darrell Peach, Carl Boys, all beaten. But the flag of St George being carried proudly by Darren Appleton. Now 7-3 ahead on the hill. 1 more required for a place in the last 4. Well, it was all about this. The cue ball refused to stop. Asking for brakes to be applied, Van Boening, in the end, he just couldn't see the 3.
Back 11, Darren Appleton to break, leading 7
Foul
racks
shot
to 3.
resulted, and Appleton with ball in hand, he's deadly. Cleared up, And now looking for a break and run out and a clean kill.
Darren Appleton having a shot many times after the break. Is it luck or is it skill? It's definitely a skill. It's about feeling the perfect speed for this table and then the ability to duplicate that speed time and time again. Only once did he lose position. He snookered himself on the 3-ball. Kicked and resaved. And that's basically the tale of this match. A dry break at the beginning from Shane. The resave from Appleton. And the one time that Shane did not control his cue ball in rack 10.
There's no denying another terrific trio in the semi-finals with him. But assuming Appleton gets through this match, and now that's not a big assumption at all, you'd have to say, for a number of reasons, he's the favourite to lift the trophy.
Oh, he's looking very good, Phil. Very composed. Feeling the table almost perfectly. But again, as we have seen, it's all about making a good start. We haven't seen big comebacks in this competition. It's about taking that first chance and maximizing profit.
Just 6, 7 and 9. Running side, nicely done. And it looks as though the continental composition of the semi-finals here will be 2 Europeans, 1 Asian, 1 North American. The dazzler on home soil has dazzled. Shane van Boening vanquished. Appleton wins by 8 racks to 3, and this crowd loving it. For Appleton, it's about 2 things: the result and pride of performance. With that, he ticked both boxes.
That's the best I've cued the ball for maybe 2 years. Just felt really totally in control of what I was doing, mentally and emotionally. Just really focused. Every shot I just felt as if I was never going to miss, which is a great feeling to have. It's very rare that you will go out there and play your absolute best, and to have that feeling of just total control, just everything. I was seeing the ball really easy. Like any difficult shot, I just knew that I was going to make it, which most of the time you're like thinking, stay down, just keep still. But I just felt really confident in myself. It was more difficult to miss than it was to make it, so that's the only reason why I went for it. If the 8-ball wasn't near the pocket, I just make the 3 and run out the game. But it was such an easy combination with the 8-ball being near the pocket. It was making it a really big pocket, and obviously I just hit it really bad. And then I'm just hoping that I get back to the table because he run the next 2 games.
That was my chance. I thought that was, when he mentioned 9 balls combination, I thought that was my chance coming back. So, but I didn't get the balls at the end. So.
This is the semi-final lineup. Victory for Appleton has secured a last 4 clash against the hugely talented Chang Jung-lin. But next time, former world champion Alex Pagulayan takes on one of Europe's finest, Niels Svein, for a place in the final of the Party Poker World Pool Masters.